Chris Matthews announces drastic changes to MSNBC's lineup. Let's talk about it, y'all. Middle America. Well, I think this is probably going to be a record for the channel. We're releasing probably, let's see, the Buttigieg video, the Klobuchar video, the gun video, and now Chris Matt. 4 videos, dear listener, in a span of less than 24 hours. I think that's a Middle America record, but we kind of have to jump on these things as soon as we see them. And thank you to all the contributors in the Middle America forum, because that's literally how I'm getting my news. I just got back from actually I was in the middle of auditioning for a role at the local playhouse or whatever. I went outside to take a break, looked to check on the Middle America page, and sure enough, somebody had already reported that Mr. Matthews had retired. What in the world? Now, does it have to do with him referencing that he's going to get executed in Central Park if Bernie Sanders got the nomination? Does it have to do with Bernie Sanders, who is a Jewish individual who's lost family members and grew up seeing the tattoos, the Auschwitz tattoos, etc., comparing Bernie's win in Nevada to the Nazi invasion of France? Who knows? But here's Tucker Carlson commenting on the Chris Matthews retirement.
Well, Chris Matthews of MSNBC, of course a longtime fixture in cable news, 30 years, shocked viewers tonight and quit his job at the beginning of his show on the air. Chief Breaking News correspondent Trace Gallagher has more on this. Hey, Trace.
Yeah, Tucker, right at the top of the show. In fact, after the first break, Matthews was gone. And here's what he said right out of the gate. Watch this.
Let me start with my headline tonight. I'm retiring. This is the last Hardball on MSNBC. And obviously, this isn't for lack of interest in politics. As you can tell, I've loved every minute of my 20 years as host of Hardball.
Now, for the record, the writing has been on the wall for several days. Matthews was not part of the network's South Carolina coverage this weekend, and he's been under pressure to resign for a litany of controversial comments, like comparing Bernie Sanders' victory in Nevada to the Nazi defeat of the French in World War II, for which he later apologized. But accusations of sexist comments may have been the final straw. Listen to what else Matthews said.
Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay, were never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry.
And just for context, Matthews was accused of asking inappropriate questions during a recent interview with Elizabeth Warren. And then freelance journalist Laura Bassett said he made inappropriate comments to her on a few occasions. With all that, 20 years of hosting Hardball now over. Tucker.
Amazing story. Trace Gallagher.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Well, you can see the schadenfreude in Tucker's face. Look, it's never a good thing to celebrate when somebody goes down for something like this. I obviously do not think that this is a voluntary retirement. This says to me that the left really doesn't know what to do, media-wise. Chris Matthews was sort of the vocal embodiment of the panic that the left, the establishment left, to be square, the establishment left has with this situation that's happening in our country with Bernie Sanders. We talked about this earlier. Maybe the video will be published by the time this video comes out. But it is clear that the establishment left, and that includes members of the media who are part of this triangulation of power, that they are extremely intimidated and afraid of what Bernie Sanders is doing. Now, the irony, and the sad irony for a guy like Matthews in this entire situation, is very simple. If he would have just held out to South Carolina, where Mr. Biden had his entire campaign resuscitated, he would have been able to calm down, take a chill pill, and realize that the entire establishment is coalescing around Biden, and he'd have been able to ride out the storm. But it is clear that Chris Matthews vocalized the unhinged establishment left, who is scared to death that Bernie Sanders might win the nomination. And in both situations, it seems to me that the establishment left looks at this as a lose-lose. If Bernie wins the nomination and he gets crushed by Trump, this will be a horrible humiliation for the Democratic Party, similar to what just happened across the pond with Boris Johnson, etc. But I think the worst case scenario for the Democrats, ironically enough, is that Bernie gets a nomination and beats Trump, in which case the Democratic Party will become the party of Bernie and AOC and the squad, in very much the same way that the Republican Party is essentially the party of Trump. The Democratic Party, if Bernie Sanders is to win, will completely be reformed, reorganized, reshaped, and refaced. You're not going to see Nancy Pelosi doing the Nancy Pelosi stuff under a Sanders regime, I'll tell you that. And so it is very, very clear that these people are scared to death that their seats of power are about to become loosened. And and so now, on top of the crazy things that he said about Bernie Sanders, notice even the Fox folks forgot about the supposed execution that would take place in Central Park if Bernie Sanders won the nomination. These people are psychotic. Look, man, this is where we're at in politics. We're professional, seasoned professionals, professional camera people, people who all their lives have spent their time in front of a camera, and I'm sure Chris Matthews has covered hundreds of stories where somebody said something loco in front of a camera and then lost their job and position. But this is how far look, I'm not a person that's on the left, okay? I'm not in any way, shape, or form considered a leftist, contrary to popular belief in certain comment sections. I'm not a leftist, but man, if you're on the left, you've got to be in some sort of real disarray right now. I mean, look at what's happened in the last 24 to 48 hours. Klobuchar's out, giving it all to Biden. Buttigieg is out, giving it all to Biden. Matthews, a stalwart in MSNBC, he's out. All this is happening before Super Tuesday. The entire warp and woof of what it means to be on the left, whether the media you watch or the person that you vote for, look at who you have to vote for. Now look, I promise you, I am not doing this out of any sort of inappropriate glee at what I'm about to show you. This is, I promise you before God, this is not me taking any glee at all in what I'm about to show you. But it's got to be seen. If you're on the left, if you went to bed, as a leftist 24 to 48 hours ago, and let's say that you took one too many sleeping pills and you slept for 24 to 48 hours, you would wake up and your buddy Chris Matthews would be gone. And on top of your buddy Chris Matthews being gone, you would have this individual as now the undisputed front-running candidate that is being supported by the DNC. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Joseph Biden.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
He later went on to say, tomorrow is going to be a super Thursday. This is a guy that Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, I forgot, somebody else also gave their endorsement to Biden. Some other important person in the left. This is who you'd wake up to. You'd wake up to no more Chris Matthews, no more Tom Steyer, no more Buttigieg, no more Klobuchar. You'd wake up to all of those people gone, and that individual as your front-running candidate to go up against Donald John Trump for the presidency of the United States in the year of our Lord 2020. We're doomed. All that's left for us now, ladies and gentlemen, is to love your neighbor. Take care of each other. Middle America, we are the media. Till next time, guys.
If I'd have known it was going to be that short. I would have jumped in.
Huh? Not yet.
Sailor goes.
Yeah, turn it off right. Well,